Welcome back everybody to Raw as Ginger, and I know I'm not actually there physically with everybody else hearing their thoughts, which I'd have loved to have been discussing with them. But things have come up today and I can't do it, but here I am, and I just wanted to get my thoughts in first. So, the fact that R-Truth is no longer R-Truth, he is Ron the Truth Killings, that is fantastic. They need to give this man a world title run. I don't care if he wins it at SummerSlam and then drops the title at Survivor Series or even a wee bit later at Royal Rumble. He needs this run just to cement his legacy in the company. And not just this company, he's an NWA champion. He was the first black NWA champion. And when he was the champion at NWA, that was a fantastic run. The stuff that he was doing there is still stuff that he can do. And with that promo on Raw, that just brought back so much memories of when he was the NWA champion. And that's why I think he really needs a title run in WWE. Do that, let him drop the belt, let him retire, and put him into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania. That's my thoughts on it. Also, the Money in the Bank, it was okay. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. No surprises. But I'll let the guys discuss that. See ya.
That's right, everybody. Sadly, Kev can't make it. Like, stupid family and stupid kids. Yeah. But don't worry, he is here in spirit.
Children have hobbies.
I know. Curse those kids. Those kids in their lives. But if you're not, he is with us in spirit, just like when R-Truth snuck up behind Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. But we've got our squad. We've got a full house tonight. We've got Mark. He's 3 for 3. You having your buddy?
Yeah.
Well, Ray's back. Good to see you, man.
How you doing?
And we've got special guest. You'll know her from the shorts, our short queen. Well, that might be considered sexist. I don't know. Debbie Stephen. Debbie, how you getting on?
I'm doing very well. And I was about to say, I am average height. I'm not too short.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Debbie, I want to say congratulations on the shorts views. Because not only have you done them with this channel, she was doing them with the other channel, Ouija Warriors, and you were averaging about 1,000 to 2,000 views per short, which is feckin' brilliant. Yeah. None of us have been able to do that.
Maybe I've just got one of those faces. There's like punchbowl type face that people just want to go, why are you okay? You're okay. You're actually okay.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got a lot of good facial expressions. Like, they were definitely like the algorithm picked the right expressions for some of them. I'll say that.
Oh, sometimes they're just too good.
Yeah, that's what she said, literally.
No.
Just about to say that there.
Hey, and we're back. We're back. Well, so we're here to talk about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, or PLE as they now call them. But as Kev has alluded to in his short, first of all, we got to talk about R-Truth. We just got to. We're 3 for 3. Well, first one back in his main event. Second one back, they chucked him. Really? And then the third one back, he's back.
I know. Do you think he'll play as a heel, or do you think they'll go to him as a babyface?
I have no idea. He could be like the cool heel, like Steve Austin, I think.
Oh,
I was going to say something along those lines. I reckon it could be a kind of Stone Cold type character of, right, well, if that's the way you want to play it, fuck it, I'll play it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? And do you remember about 20 years ago when he tagged up with Road Dogg? I wonder if Road Dogg can make a special appearance and they could both maybe rap together, because that would just be fantastic, just to get both heads colliding like that.
Bringing the two cultures together again.
Yeah, well, that'll be an interesting, because R-Truth was drafted, Ron Killings wasn't, so he could go to both shows. Go to SmackDown and go, yo, Road Dogg, head booker, where you at?
Definitely good.
Yep.
I hope they make this run worth it this time soon. I'm pretty sure this will be his last run.
Yeah.
He's about 50.
You know what I mean?
He's been around for a while. Someone said that he's about 52, 53. And something did pop up was quite interesting. He literally has the shortest term of being released to being brought back to the company of just 7 days, compared to CM Punk's. How long was he away for?
Well, yeah.
Bit of a difference.
Only thing I said it in my short, I have to say is, but poor Carlito.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he'll maybe making a
Carlito.
return.
Yeah, like he's just been
Carlito's-
totally shafted. Like there is a hashtag going, like, and it's just like an apple.
Apple, RIP.
Yeah, and it's just like that could mean so many things. It could be like bring back like the iPod or bring back Carlito. We don't know, or
Bring
resurrect
back the PlayStation 5.
Steve Jobs.
Aye.
Well,
I'm not going to lie, I'm just totally went into nostalgia mode about my old iPod that I had when I was a teenager. I'd totally love for them to bring back like a nostalgic old iPod for us all folk.
All we
Oh,
know is the harp to play and the whole diddle-da, 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 diddle-da.
I mean, in fairness, like I generated like our what's going to be our new theme music for Raw is Ginger. Like, I generated it on Suno, and I basically put in Pro Wrestling 2000s theme, and yeah, it sounds exactly like something like Randy Orton would have played in 2004. It's amazing. So Debbie, like, we're all going to be doing this, and Ray, you missed this as well in the last chat. We're going to be getting like I watched everybody saying like doing the power poses like that.
Okay.
So I can
Mark
make it.
had mentioned to me
Yep.
about doing some
Yep.
sort of like
Aye.
poses and stuff for
Aye, so I can make it a
video
proper
for it.
intro. Like, so we can just do all like, the
I'm
flexing and shit.
game to do that. I'm game to do that. I'm totally got to be posing in the back of a sprinter van.
Oh, we've got it, man.
I'm just trying to think. The only female power pose I could think of would probably be Beth Phoenix doing the whole.
Yes, it's like you could do the whole like kind of Randy Orton thing like that.
No, I got a bad shoulder.
Yeah, I think I'd probably end up doing more like Dwayne Johnson kind of rock style, just like the like try
Mark
like.
was telling me the other day he's planning on doing the RVD split.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Just doing that on your couch, man.
I could see you do that though. Just like you just get a fog machine, and it's just like you just smoked like one massive joint. Well, you just coming out like, sup.
I'll be the one smoking the joint and blowing it.
That's our
I'm
next.
not gonna lie, it'll take a lot of training to get me into a full split.
No, that's our next trip to New Cumnock sorted then.
Yeah.
Just a full run of spliff training.
Hey, listen, I'm up for that. It's been a while, but I'm up for that.
Yeah.
But
also, I don't do the joints. I'll just get like just one can of vape, and that'll be us. We'll be done.
Or just like one kind of laughing gas and just see what happens next.
Oh man, if that's the case, I'll definitely be doing
baked.
I'll be doing a behind the scenes documentary on that one, definitely.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. Right. So, what did you make like the pop at R-Truth when he came back, Money in the Bank? We'll talk about that first when we get into the PLE.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. Maybe no to that
Yeah,
extent.
I thought there was. I had a feeling there was going to be an interference.
Debbie?
So I did.
It's one of those things that it was too early. And the reason to hold me on with this, I understand that they want to bring him back because there's been such a backlog and a lot of demand for R-Truth to come back, but they could have just prolonged it, even just wait until like Night of Champions or something like that, when it's totally unexpected, and then we'll have probably a bigger pop. But I understand that he may has other things to do with this music and everything else like that. So maybe time schedule wise, maybe this was the best idea. Because when he came into the ring, I was like, what's going on here? I'm like, I can see that you just saw the bit of skin gap between his jumper and his trouser line. I'm like, I already know who it is.
So that gave it away. That gave it away with me. I was watching it with the wife, and she was actually guessing Cody. She was guessing other people. So she was guessing Randy Orton or CM Punk coming running in, but it was his ankles that I seen, and that told me straight away, no, that is true.
Yeah.
Have to spot R-Truth by his ankles.
Yeah. I genuinely thought that like
it sounds racist of me, but it was spotting the skin colour that made me click not truth interfering here.
No, I don't think it's racist at all. I mean, I looked at like just the black hoodie and thought, fuck, there's another member of the bloodline.
Yeah, I initially had that thought as well. But it was, did Randy Orton no make an appearance recently? similar sort of style, black hoodie.
Raw after WrestleMania.
I understand where the wife was coming from, and she thought it was maybe Randy Orton or somebody along the kind lines.
Mm.
But
yeah,
again, I did in fact. I nearly jumped off my couch when I realised it was Ron.
Yeah, I think grown men were allowed to cry at that point.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think you should. The way they're going with it could lead to him getting the title at the end of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully, go for the world heavyweight.
Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves like a
One
decent
last
run
in his prime. But a good prime run, and he's 53, getting a good run. That's crazy.
There's been a couple of wrestlers like that though. Like they've been letting the Indian summer of their career, and all of a sudden it's been like, holy crap! Like they just get that one right push, and that's them.
It's not that sad. They still keep a hold of their good physique as well. Because Randy Orton, he's a little bit of come and go, but it's because due to injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You got people like Finn Balor. He's this thin with all muscles, and I'm like, damn, what's going on there? When you free? There's quite a few wrestlers that are such like Drew McIntyre. He just turned 40 as well, and right now I'll probably say he is where he needs to be at the moment, both physical peak wise and health wise. This is the time to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with R-Truth, but we'll talk about all the stuff that led up to it with the Money in the Bank. And the first match on the card was the women's Money in the Bank. Now, Debbie, you were obviously watching this in real time, and some of the shorts kind of gave away your reactions. But Naomi, I think
not too much.
Yeah, well, we got you when Naomi got the briefcase. So, would you say very well deserved considering the run she's having now?
It's not. Well, I'll put it this way. At the very start, because both my husband and our friend was watching it, we actually made a little book of predictions. And needless to say, 4 out of 5 of the matches, I was right.
Wow.
And the reason I thought Naomi is that because she's made such a change to her character, because she's made such a heel turn for her character, and because they're trying to push the Anawani side of the family, it was time for her to go, right, I am still queen. And I kind of knew something was that going to happen. I was like, oh, Rhea Ripley is, but she will always be good. She will always be the main attraction and whatnot. But this time, Naomi just had a little bit extra gentle push going towards her. And when she won it, I was absolutely ecstatic. Everyone else hated it, but I loved it.
Yeah, I genuinely thought like Rhea Ripley was like going to win it because there was all these things like the Mammy in the Bank. There was all that marketing coming, but then I never knew that there was a leak of the caution kind of Money in the Bank briefcase. What about you, Ray? Did you have a feeling for Naomi, or did you think somebody else?
See, I was hoping that Rhea was going to get it, because she had mentioned quite heavily that it was the first time she had been involved in it. I thought that was maybe the hint that she was going to get it. But at the same time, like Debbie said, I understand where they're going with it. I understand that it does give her a push considering the way she came back into the WWE. It looked as if she was coming to save the day, but not as fixing a problem she caused. So it's an interesting storyline. I want to see how they're going to play it and how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do like they did with Rikishi. It's like, yes, I did it to The Rock, because it's a similar scenario and situation. I hope they don't do to Rikishi. I hope they don't do to Naomi what they did to Rikishi, where it was like tag titles, first blood matches with The Undertaker. That kind of went downward. I hope she goes up this way rather than down this way.
So, Mark, who do you think is the most realistic for Naomi to cash in?
I think it's going to be Tiffany. I'm hoping it's going to be Tiffany, but again, she could be going for a world title run because she's already been the women's champion anyways, isn't she? I mean, her last run, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, I hope she does cash in the world champion. Tiffany. It'd be pretty awesome to see that match.
I think they would have good chemistry as well.
Match.
Yeah.
She's a good champion as well. Don't get me wrong, Tiffany, I do like her as a champion. She's been entertaining to watch, so she has.
Definitely. Well, I think, I mean, Io Sky, like, she could basically fight a broomstick and she'd be brilliant. She's just got that vibe about her. I think Tiffy would need somebody to maybe give her that bit of a push, and not because Naomi's got more of that experience at main roster level. It seems like a good matchup.
Aye, that'd be pretty cool to see that happen.
Yep. And then we moved on to one. It was a surprise one. What was it? Was it Becky Lynch first, or was it Dom? I had a bit.
It was Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr. for the IC title.
I thought it was, but my brain just decided to play tricks on me there. I think because it was such a quick match, and then, but the fact that we're playing double duty, was crazy. Mark, what did you make of the match? Also, we could let your missus know we could kind of see her in the background there, just in case she doesn't want to be on camera.
Mate, I'll just show me he's alone again.
It was just a wee. It was like I See Dead. People just popped up like Bruce, like Haley Joel Osment in the background.
They're here.
It's like, hello, Mark's missus, officially. It's like, yeah, we saw your face now, like you're officially part of this. Sorry.
Officially a YouTuber.
Yep, she's made her YouTube debut in a cameo role. We're officially calling it for this one.
Got a credit.
Yep, she gets a credit. So, what did you make of the match, Mark?
I thought the match was all right. So I think that it's pretty cool that they're pushing Dom. I think that he's taking the heel role very, very good. Like, see at Worlds Collide, I thought it was. I didn't realise it was. I don't know if it was a work, but it seemed real when Dom ended up grabbing the mic and just started going for it. So I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden, he was like, I'm challenging you the night at Money in the Bank. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, holy shit.
They very rarely do anything like that, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, it's a curveball. So it is. Like, it just threw you off.
Yeah. Well, Ray, do you think, with the way that Dom is going right now, do you think they're going to turn him babyface? Because he's a heel that you're loving right now.
Yeah, I think down the line maybe, but I reckon they've still got another year out of this character. Well,
I think
I'm really starting to like it, and I'm hating myself for it because I didn't like Dom when he first came this character. I liked it when he was working with Ray, and then I thought he could maybe build his own character for there. But going the opposite side and the deadbeat dad, and he wanted to be Eddie instead of Ray. I didn't really like that. But now he is proven to be one of the better wrestlers on the card.
And obviously, they've had the crossover with AAA with this now, and there's been a success. Do you think, Debbie, that there'll be more Dominic Mysterio in AAA to try and bring some crossover potential with them?
For a moment then, I thought he said Triple H. I'm like, listen, if he's making a comeback, that'd be very impressive. Now, I actually watched a little bit of AAA because I was a little bit bored, so I watched it, and it was actually really good because it got people to introduce some of the other wrestlers. And you mentioned about people working double duty. Just a wee mention to Stephanie Vaquer because she had a tag match in AAA and she ended up going straight into the Money in the Bank match. But it will be interesting to see more of a crossover. And this one person is coming up quite a lot from AAA, Iguana Man, the Iguana.
Oh, I was about to actually touch on him next, so let's just get into the. I never thought I'd say that's a sentence. Let's get into the Iguana. What? So
if we had a bell of innuendos, we should have that.
Oh man,
let's address the Iguana in the room.
Yeah, every time I'd have an innuendo, if Ray took a spliff every time I had an innuendo, he would be baked until about next Saturday.
Yes. that would be considered as higher than a giraffe's fanny in that situation.
Well, hey, listen, wherever floats your boat.
Well,
carry on.
I don't drink, so I've got fat twists, so I'll just have that for my innuendo. Take a drink. Right. So finding out about the Iguana Man, at What Culture Wrestling and Cultaholic did a couple of things about him and that. Finding out the stuff that he's done, through coming up to AAA, and he's got his own taekwondo, judo school. He's teaching it a lot forward. There's a lot of positive buzz around him, just as a person rather than the character as well. And obviously they dropped that hype package in Raw. Do you think they basically see, like a bridge for WWE to AAA, you know, without the necessary crossover potential, they could just go, this guy.
I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do what AEW did, the Forbidden Door type deal.
Mm.
That'd be
What could
pretty
be
cool
quite
to see
interesting
them.
is, sorry, Mark, carry on.
No, you're fine.
No, one thing, the first image I thought of when I saw him was Santana Marella with the Cobra.
Yes.
Now, with the loss of with the loss of R-Truth's character, because I just watched Raw as well, so I know what's happening. But because R-Truth is going to go into Ron Killings, there's not many characters that put on the fun vibe that what I call like silly wrestling, like a stupidity vibe.
Yeah.
If they do decide to bring over the Iguana over, it will bring that light-hearted entertainment that might get a lot of the youngsters involved, not to mention the international crowd involved. And it could be something that they could potentially do. Maybe not soon, but maybe over the next couple of months, it could potentially be a good switch.
Well, something that I was thinking about, Ray, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, like, because Santina Marella, what, TNA, do you think we're going to get, like, Cobra versus Iguana?
We could in fact end up with the Cobra versus the Iguana. It made me laugh just when you're mentioning TNA. That would be another option for them to bring in. I think it would be funny to have Grado versus the Iguana, if you ask me.
Oh, man, Grado.
Grado's just pure Ayrshire character.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on? But how the fuck's an Iguana in the ring? But it's Grado. He's like you say, would wrestle a broomstick and make a good comedy match with it.
Yeah,
I think he could make it work.
Yeah, we'd have
Grado, if you're listening, get on to WWE. I want to see you versus the Iguana.
Yeah, I'd want to see.
You got to have Mick Foley on commentary with Mr. Socko as well.
Oh yeah. It's like, what? So we've got the Iguana versus the Cobra. We get Mick Foley in commentary with Socko. We get Grado as a special guest referee with a hand puppet and a bottle of Buckfast.
Sold.
We have just created history right here.
That's a dream.
If this actually happens, we should get royalties.
Oh yeah,
that's 100%. If WrestleMania ever comes to Edinburgh, that's the main event. WrestleMania Scotland main event.
Oh man!
Iguana versus the Cobra. And
live from Murrayfield. Here we go.
Murrayfield, yes, yeah. That would be brilliant. Well, oh man, I love this. I just love this. But, what a lot of people were saying was the best match on the card was Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental title. Best match on the card?
I would say that was the best match. 100% agree.
I would say so. I would say so. The two ladder matches had a lot of good spots in them, but for just sheer intensity, you can see the hatred between the two.
What they need to do
the soap opera and wrestling definitely shone through in that match.
What they need to do going forward after this is get rid of her fucking wings after she does her entrance, man. Like that's just stupid. Flapping the wings, that's ridiculous for an entrance, man.
Technically, it's all part of the Irish culture, like icon that she's trying to produce as well. So if you were to cut her wings, then you may need to bring out a different persona, a different character, and that's when she could potentially turn heel.
That'd be pretty cool.
It could be an interesting one. Kind of like what Bailey did.
She could have bat wings instead.
Oh, Batwing. Yeah. Just get the bat wings in.
The spot where Becky Lynch was over the barricade and she jumped on the announce table and jumped over the belt, the pedestal and the belt to fucking leg drop her, man. That was cool.
I know, Becky Lynch can still go. There's a reason why she's the man. Definitely. And then that spot at the end where she's making her lift her arm and then do it to all the cameras and put the belt around the waist and then just absolutely clobbers her.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. So when do you think, because there's going to be a blow off match for this? When do you think they'll do it? Do you think they'll wait till SummerSlam?
I think there could be a triple threat coming. But if MD's not seen Raw, I'm not wanting to spoil it, but I can see a triple threat coming for that.
I agree with Mark. I agree with Mark.
I reckon I agree there.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement there that there could be a triple threat coming, but it'll be interesting to see how they play it and how it goes. But definitely, it was a brilliant match.
Right.
Both those ladies put in a shift. So
Oh,
we
it's definitely. I think it definitely leaves it open for them to continue that story.
yeah. So we move on to like the men's Money in the Bank match. I would say this is probably the most random selection of men in a Money in the Bank match in a considerable amount of time. What are your
I thought
thoughts
it
on
was
that?
a good selection.
I've actually got a quotation here when the wrestlers came out, because you know how there's been like is it Chad Gable, is it Grande Americano or whatnot.
Mm.
Now this is one reason why I love the commentary side of things the most. I actually written it down and everything. Michael Cole was saying that that is 100% Chad Gable, and Wade Barrett, not a word of a lie, says, "Look at the nipple, look at the nipples." You could
Yes.
tell by his nipples that it's definitely the different people.
What?
Is this a
Okay.
new gimmick I'm not aware of? Is
I
this
d-
something that all men know? Is that it's all different nipples?
I just
Every man's got different nipples, aye.
we've everybody's got different nipples. It's like we just don't often point them out or live on commentary.
Well,
Well,
apparently Wade Barrett does.
In
Yeah.
fairness, though, we did do it behind the scenes in a film, didn't we, Mark?
That is right. You did make a comment on my nipples as well, so
I mean,
therefore.
well, in fairness, like we do need to change your name officially to Beef Rinaldi after that. What for Dave?
I'm certainly doing it in the group chat. I'm certainly doing it in the group chat because it makes
Yeah.
it easier to follow who I'm talking to in the group chat. But I don't call Mark Beef in person
Yeah.
or when I'm just messaging him.
Yeah. Well, we're getting his wrestling persona sorted. There, Mark's going to be Beef Rinaldi.
no, it's fine. And I'm going to skip on
Beef
again
Ronaldo,
to
the Italian cowboy.
Yeah. So what
and
other quotes did you get, Debbie?
so first of all, I love Wade Barrett. It's the typical British humor that comes out. So when El Grande Americano was outside of the ring later on in the match, and he put the metal plate into his mask, Michael Cole says, "What the hell's going on?" He's putting that stupid metal plate back in, and he says, "It says antihistamines."
Medicated facts, eh?
Oh man.
It's one of these things that I love how relaxed the commentators are regarding what they can say, what they can say, because they come up with stupid crap like this,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Noticed
Love
ever
it.
since
I
Vince
like it.
left, the commentary, they've managed to kind of free flow with whatever they're wanting to say.
Yeah, because Vince isn't there, they're not micromanaged anymore, so they're actually getting to do what they're good at.
What they want to say.
Why
Yeah.
not? They're talking about nipples, they're talking about antihistamines, they're yeeting.
Yep. What the eating.
Oh, definitely. The eating and Michael Cole becoming biased for the first time ever.
Mm,
Like with
First
Michael
time
Cole
ever.
just
yeah.
abandoned. Obviously, not really the first time ever, but like admitting that that's what he was doing and becoming a fan because his pal was in the ring defending him.
Mm.
Like that
Aye.
you wouldn't have got that in the Vince like era, or you would have got it and it would have been oversold to fuck.
Mm. Well, since we are eating, we'll move swiftly on to the final match, which was Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Logan Paul, John Cena. I genuinely thought that they were going to get, like, the heels were going to get the win. I felt like because obviously there wasn't a win previously for Logan Paul that he might have wanted it back. Do you think maybe the R-Truth decision changed the outcome of that match?
I think that he did change the outcome. Well, not Arthur
Yeah, oh,
personally, but I
definitely.
think the outcome did.
Mm. Debbie?
I really didn't like this match. I'm sorry. It was so slow paced, I was almost falling asleep.
Mm.
And I understand that sometimes things need to be slow paced because John Cena's getting old, but
Mm.
at the same time, it did pick up eventually, and they played about with these little draws. And I understand it's a good gimmick with, I was about to say Paul Logan, but it's not Logan Paul. All I know is that it literally changed about when Logan flipped onto Uso through the announce table, and I literally got a quote here saying, "Wow."
Mm.
That's when I started to get focused onto it. And luckily, R-Truth arrived about 2 seconds later, so I was very happy towards the end. I
Yeah.
wasn't bored.
Yeah, it was one of those ones at the ending definitely is a thing I think most people will remember about this match in particular. Like when the documentary comes about this, like, and it'll be a WWE spin, they'll have Dwayne Johnson saying it was all his idea.
Aye,
What
100%.
what you'll have that definitely coming, but it was certainly like Kevin said, like the Money in the Bank PLE, it wasn't great, wasn't bad, it was kind of like in the middle. Like, so what's for rounding off, like, we'll go to Debbie first. Like, what were your thoughts on the full like, Money in the Bank?
Like I said, I do agree with Kev that it was just there. There were some really good moments, like with Stephen Vaquer did the Devil's Kiss on Real Ripley on the ladder. That was actually quite a good way of doing that. There was a lot of little good moments that you would not expect. But in my top ranking, no, it wasn't great for me, to be honest.
Ray?
See, you're going to need to ask me a question again. My wife and the kids have disappeared again. It distracted me.
No worries. Like, if they pop in, they can also get the selfie, like, and get the family in too. But your thoughts on money? Your thoughts on Money in the Bank, basically, is what we're looking at.
Yeah, I thought overall it was a good pay-per-view. There was a lot of good spots that I didn't expect to see. Say hi.
Hi.
He's
No.
ready for his bed.
No.
You coming in, Vicar, okay? No, you're not coming out the camera. Oh, you're coming out the camera.
Ah, there we go. Hi.
Hi.
You can even me as
Oh.
well.
Oh. Here we
And
go.
away they go. See, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. There was a lot of surprising spots in it. So, Jacob Fatu turning in solo. I didn't expect that. I expected. I seen that coming, but I didn't expect it to happen during Money in the Bank.
I feel they should have
I
waited for that
expected
long.
that to maybe go down on a random episode of Raw. I didn't expect that to happen on a pay-per-view.
The way that they've done it as well was really good. I can't believe we forgot about mentioning that when it came to the men's pay-per-view, but that was a really good
There's loads of stuff that
moment.
There is loads of stuff we could talk about, but because we've only got 5 minutes, I'm like, we're just making sure we get everything in, what to get all the points covered. And what I'm poor, I can't afford the proper Zoom. What is what we do. But Mark, your final thoughts for Money in the Bank?
I'd get an average rating of like 7, I'd say. It was an alright pay-per-view, but they could have been a lot better. I feel they've done Money in the Bank pay-per-views a lot better in the past, but just need to see what goes forward for the next pay-per-view, I suppose.
Yeah. They've certainly planted a lot of seeds, especially in like the Raw episode afterwards. Like, we had obviously the shedding of R-Truth to Ron Killings, CM Punk and Cena. That tease has come along as well. Like, so there's
spoiler alert.
Yeah, by the time this will be out, like, like what, 11 o'clock our time, what, in the Tuesday. Like, if you've not seen it by now, then what are you doing, guys? Come on. It's like, so I would definitely say that it's progressed the storylines that are developing. So we'll be intrigued to see what happens next.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely intrigued to see what's going to come for it.
All rolling, I guess, man.
Aye, and then especially with Rollins getting that Money in the Bank, I was really hoping there would have been a surprise there. Like, it felt too predictable, but then I remembered, he's a Triple H guy, and he can also pull those type of things out of the bag. So we'll see who he cashes in on and who he threatens. But Seth, he'll try and make it memorable.
I don't think he'll do it this year. I think he'll do it next year. That's my prediction.
That's a prediction. We'll need to try and call that. We'll need to call that back for when we get there.
I'll get a pen.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a prediction just yet.
Hedge the bets. It's a good plan. Right. Well, that is another episode of Raw is Ginger Down, everybody. So I'll just say the good night. So we've had Ray. Thank you so much.
Take it easy. Thank you for having us.
And we had Mark Beef Rinaldi.
Yeah, thanks for having me, my man.
And Debbie Stephen, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh yeah. Until next time.
Yes. Oh yeah. You'll be coming back. That's just Yeah, you're there now.
Okay, you know where I am. I'll just be in the closet.
That's it. That sounds like an R. Kelly song. Well, and on that note, we shall see you all later, my friends.